Hello friends, welcome to all. Myself Vishal Jogidas. Today we will discuss about high voltage test on electrical apparatus, and it is covered in the subject of high voltage engineering. Before starting the high voltage test, we will discuss about definitions and terminologies. First, disruptive discharge voltage. The voltage which produces the loss of strength of an insulation is called disruptive discharge voltage. Collapse of voltage and passage current, permanent loss of solid dielectrics, temporary loss for liquid and gaseous dielectrics. Then flashover. When a discharge taking place in between two electrodes in a gas or liquid is called flashover. It is particularly in gas and liquid mediums it is observed. Then puncture. When the discharge occur through the solid insulation medium is called puncture. So keep in mind this thing. Whenever the medium is gas or liquid, then it will called as a flashover, and if the medium is solid, then it is known as puncture. Then withstand voltage. The voltage which has to be applied to a test object under specified condition in a withstand test is called withstand voltage. As per the IS 731 and IS 2099-1963. So this definition is as per standard. Next, 50% flashover voltage. This is the voltage which has a probability of 50% flashover when applied to a test object, which results loss of insulation strength temporarily. So this is 50% flashover voltage. Then 100% flashover voltage. The voltage that causes a flashover at each of its applications under specific conditions when applied to test object as specified, then it is 100% flashover voltage. Next term is creepage distance. It is the shortest distance between two metal fittings on the insulator or dielectrics. AC test voltage. Alternating test voltage should have power frequency in the range of 40 to 60 Hz and approximately sinusoidal. The deviation allowed for the sinusoidal wave is 7%. The deviation checked by measuring peak value, average value and RMS value continuously. Computing average value, RMS value and form factor continuously. Now we will start test. First we will see test on insulator. High voltage test includes the power frequency test and impulse tests. All insulators are tested for both category of test. Power frequency test. So dry and wet flashover test, wet and dry withstand test for 1 minute. We will see in some more details in next slide. Next test is impulse test, impulse withstand voltage test, impulse flashover test and pollution testing. So these are the testings we will made for testing of insulators. Now, why testing on insulators are required? So there are two reasons. First one is to check the design features, and second one is to check the quality of test piece. Quality of test piece. So these are the reasons we have to do the testing of insulators. Now start with power frequency test. And the first one is dry and wet flashover test. The AC voltage of power frequency is applied across the insulators and increased at an uniform rate of 2% of the estimated test voltage. Checking the breakdown. If the test is conducted without any rain or precipitation, it is called as dry flashover test. If the test is done under the condition of rain, called as wet flashover test. So these two type of flashover test can be done. Now next one is wet and dry withstand test. In this test, the voltage specified in the relevant specification is applied under dry or wet conditions for a period of 1 minute with an insulator mounted as in the service condition. It means insulator is mounted, the condition is created same as when the actual insulator was in service. Then we will do this test. The test piece should withstand the specified voltage. It means there should not be any flashover or puncture in the insulator during this test. Now impulse test. First one is impulse withstand voltage test. This test is done by applying standard impulse voltage of specified value under dry condition with positive and negative polarities. 5 consecutive waves are passed. That shouldn't cause flashover or puncture. It means in a withstand test there should not be any flashover or puncture. Impulse flashover test. Test is done under the specified voltage. Adjust the test voltage for the exact 50% flashover value. The insulation surface should not be damaged. Next one is pollution testing. Creating artificial pollution environment, salt and fog test. Sometimes it is called as salt fog test. So by creating artificial pollution environment, we can do this test, and the duration of test is 1 hour. So this way we can do the testing of insulator. Now testing of isolator and circuit breaker. First we will see importance of isolator. It is nothing but disconnector switch used for isolating the section of the circuit from any energized conductor. So it is just a disconnector switch. In high voltage, isolators are used in conjunction with circuit breakers. It means circuit breakers and isolators both are used. Isolators opened after a circuit breaker has opened the circuit and closed before the circuit breaker closes the circuit. So we can say that it is a offload device. Offload or minimum current breaking mechanical switch. Okay. Isolator is operated after the circuit breaker to completely isolate the circuit. It means after operating the circuit breaker, circuit is already off. But if we have to isolate the circuit, then we have to operate the isolator. Isolator is used to isolate the circuit permanently after a fault, and circuit breaker is used to disconnect the circuit temporarily. So this is the difference between these two. That is the main difference between an isolator and circuit breaker. Now, importance of circuit breaker. A circuit breaker is an automatically operated electrical switch designed to protect an electrical circuit from damage caused by an overload or short circuit. Okay, so one important point is it is automatically operated. Circuit breaker is always automatically operated. Its basic function is to detect a fault condition and interrupt current flow. If fault is occurs in the system, then it will operate and current will interrupt. On load or high current breaking switch. Okay, it is on load or high current breaking switch. Now, why do we perform the testing of insulators, isolators, and circuit breaker? So there are some reasons. First one is to evaluate operating characteristics. To evaluate the operating characteristics of isolators and circuit breaker. Then second one is to study the constructional features and to calculate electrical parameters or characteristics. Now, conventional tests are available. What are the tests available for testing? One is the dielectric loss or over voltage test. Second one is impulse test. Then the temperature rise test, or it is sometimes called as thermal test. Then mechanical test, and last one is short circuit test. So these are the tests can be performed on isolators and circuit breakers. Now we will see this test in some details. First one is dielectric test or over voltage tests. Now, objectives of dielectric test. This test consists of over voltage withstand test of power frequency, testing of withstanding lighting and switching impulse voltage. This test is done for checking internal and external insulation level. It means circuit breaker in open or closed condition. Apply the test voltage separately when circuit breaker is in open and closed position. So these are the objectives of dielectric test. Now checking the internal insulation level. In the open position, test voltage levels are 15% higher than the test voltage used when the circuit breaker is closed. Voltage in open position should be greater than 15% of that of the closed position. So this is the criteria for this test. There is chance of line to ground flashover. To avoid the flashover, the circuit breaker is mounted on insulator above the ground. So the insulation level of body of circuit breaker is raised. Whenever the insulator is mounted above the ground level, then the insulation level will be increases or raised. We can measure the requirement of insulation level based on flashover. So this way we can measure the insulation level. Now wet dielectric test. So it is used to check the external insulation level. It is used for outdoor switch gear. See, most of the switch gear equipments are indoor type, and so many switch gears are outdoor type. So this test is used for particularly outdoor type switch gear. The external insulation is provided for 2 minutes while the rated service voltage is applied. So time is for 2 minutes. Test over voltage is maintained over 30 seconds. No flashover should be occurred. Okay, in these 30 seconds there should not be any flashover. The test voltage is applied for a period of 1 minute between phases with the breaker is closed. We have to apply test voltage for 1 minute in between phases with breaker is closed, then phases and earth with circuit breaker open, and then across the terminals with circuit breaker open. Perfect breaker should free from flashover or puncture. Okay, so in a perfect breaker there should not be any flashover or puncture. The test voltage should be a standard 1 upon 50 microsecond wave. So this way we can do wet dielectric test. Now second one is the impulse tests. Now to check the performance under over voltage due to switching operation of circuit breaker, and then to check the performance of switching operation of circuit breaker by using standard impulse waveform. Another objective is ensure the successful operation of circuit breaker. Now, what is mechanical test? A circuit breaker must open and close at the correct speed and perform such operation without mechanical failure. Based on the standard BS 116 JEM 1952 requires 500 opening and closing operation without failure and with no adjustment mechanism. So mechanical test gives the details on material and helps to check the lifespan of the circuit breaker. So mechanical test is done for this, checking these reasons, particularly for checking the lifespan. Now temperature rise test. These tests are make sure that the circuit breaker are designed according to the specification. Checking thermal behavior of the breaker. Test can be done with the help of thermocouple. So thermocouple is the transducer used in a temperature measurement. At 40 degrees Celsius, standard current rating will be 800 ampere. By connecting a resistance parallel with fixed and moving contact, we can measure requirement of contact resistance and heat dissipation. As per the BS 116 1952 specification, require 500 operation for circuit breaker without failure. So here is also 500 operation required for this testing. Now short circuit test. Now what is importance of short circuit test? It is a most important test to check the primary performance of the device, then checking the ability to safely interrupt the fault currents. Short circuit test consists of determining making and breaking capacities of a circuit breaker at various load current and rated voltage. So through this test we can determine making and breaking capacities of circuit breaker. Now we have to see what is making and breaking capacities. First we will see making capacity. So making capacity of a circuit breaker is the maximum current which the breaker can conduct at the instant of closing. So it is called as making capacity. And what is breaking capacity? It is the circuit breaker refers to the maximum current in RMS value the circuit breaker can interrupt. So it is called as breaking capacity. So make means closing and break means interrupt. In case of isolators, short circuit test determine their capacity to carry rated short circuit current for a given duration. So we can ensure this also during this test. Now method of conducting short circuit test. So there are different methods. First one is direct test. Direct test can be conducted in two ways by using a short circuit generator as the source. We have to use short circuit generator as a source. Short circuit generator is driven by an induction motor and voltage can be varied by using field excitation. Then by using power utility system or system network as the source. In second way we can use power utility system or network as the source. Overall system includes master breaker and test breaker. And another test is synthetic test. So there are different tests. We can see direct testing in the network field, then direct testing in short circuit test laboratories, then synthetic testing of circuit breaker, composite testing, unit testing, and testing procedure. Now, what is direct testing in the network or field? Circuit breakers are sometimes tested for their ability to make break the circuit under normal load conditions or under short circuit conditions in the network itself. We can do the actual test or real time test in the network. We can test the special occasions like very short line fault, breaking of charging current of long line, etc. It is possible to study the thermal and dynamic effects of short circuit current. Drawbacks of direct testing in network or field. The circuit breaker can be tested at only a given rated voltage and network capacity. So this is the drawback. Now direct testing in short circuit test laboratories. In order to test the circuit breakers at a different voltage and at a different short circuit current, short circuit laboratories are provided. Short circuit laboratories consist of short circuit generator associated with a master circuit breaker, then resistors, reactors, and measuring devices. A make switch initiate short circuit. Master circuit breaker isolate the test device from source. If the test device failed to operate, tripping occurred for master breaker. This is the setup for direct testing in short circuit test laboratories. Here we can see different types of components. This is the test device. This is current transformer or shunt. Circuit capacitance. This one is the circuit capacitance. This one is the making switch. And it will initiate the short circuit. It is reactor, and by varying this arm we can vary the inductance. This is backup circuit breaker, okay, and this one is the source. So short circuit testing generator used for the source. Now what is the backup circuit breaker? It will isolate the test device from source, okay. If the test device fail, master circuit breaker operate. If the device under test is fails, then also the master circuit breaker will operate. So this is the typical arrangement for short circuit testing in laboratory. Now synthetic testing of circuit breaker. Two sources are used. One supply provide AC current and other supply provide high voltage. Current and recovery voltage waveforms across the test circuit breaker can be determined using this test. Okay. Now this is the setup for synthetic testing of circuit breaker. So we can see different components in this arrangement. Here we can see test breaker. It means breaker of the circuit breaker that testing to be done on, and here we can see auxiliary circuit breaker, then main switch, making circuit breaker. Here is a trigger gap. So setup is somewhat like we have seen before. So same way we can do synthetic testing. And this capacitor to control frequency of transient recovery voltage, and this is the waveform for reverse recovery voltage waveform across test object. This one is the transient recovery voltage across capacitor. So this is the complete setup of synthetic testing on circuit breaker. Now composite testing. The breaker is tested under rated voltage level. The breaker is tested under reduced voltage level for checking breaking capacity. What is drawback? This method doesn't give the proper information about circuit breaker performance. Then unit testing. Large circuit breaker testing under high voltage above 220 kV system. More than one break is provided per pole. Checking the conditions of arc. Then study the features of arc between fixed and moving contacts. Then asymmetric test. One test cycle is repeated for asymmetrical breaking capacity. checking a DC component in between fixed and moving contact. Test condition: DC component at the instant of contact separation is not less than 50% of AC component. So this is the test condition in a asymmetric test. So all these tests can be done on circuit breaker and isolators. Thank you.